It's time for Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you by Bank West, Beck Motors, Avera, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, Stulkin Peterson, Walti & Jones LLP, Graham Tire, and Kruger Contracting.
That one out to left field. That's down for a base hit. Pierre will take the lead. Grounding third, trying to score is Kaiser. He will slide in safely. A 2-out, 2 RBI single for Zabel in the 7th, and Pierre takes a 4-2 lead.
And by American Family Insurance, Brittany Schepelbein Agency, Yay Gare, May Adams, Wagner Auto, Comtech, Gales Gas, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Ferding Electric, Agtegra, and AGE Corporation.
3-2 pitch. Stalley, fly ball to left field. That should be deep enough to win the ball game. Kaiser will tag up from third. The catch is made. The throw coming to the plate. 10 in a row for the Governors. They scored 3 in the 7th inning. Stalley with a walk-off sac fly.
Pierre Governor Baseball is also brought to you in part by Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, True Green Chemlawn, Nystrom Electric, Fisher Rounds, Faith Lutheran Church, Graham Tire, and CHS River Plains.
1-1 pitch. Fly ball to left field. Merkwan going back on it. Still going back. He's up underneath it. And for the first time in history, the Pierre Governors win the Class A State Baseball Championship. A dogpile ensues near first base.
And by Lamb Motors, First Dakota National Bank, Edward Jones Financial, South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping. Now, let's head to the booth with the call of the game with the voice of the Governors, KCCR Sports Director, John Winkler.
And a good afternoon as we welcome you here to Drake Field as the Pierre Governors and the Mitchell Colonels sent for a doubleheader after Friday's games were canceled for both Pierre and Mitchell. As the Govs get back, those are their first canceled games. Mitchell's had 7 different canceled games so far this season, as they are just 1-4 in the year. The Pierre Governors coming in at 7-4, all on the road. These are the final 4 road games of the season. Pierre will play tonight here against Mitchell, a doubleheader, and then go to Brookings on Friday for a doubleheader, and that will end their road portion of the season. Everything else for the rest of the year through the end of April and through the month of May will be at home at Hyde Stadium, as the home opener was canceled on Friday because of the weather. The Governors here today looking for a couple big wins against the Mitchell Colonels, who are trying to get their season just going in terms of games. Yes, they're 1-4, so they're trying to get that going as well, but they're just trying to be consistent and play some baseball games right now, because the Pierre Governors with 11 games on the season, and the Mitchell Colonels only playing 5. It is a lot harder for this Mitchell Colonel team to kind of feel like they're in the rhythm of a season compared to what the Governors have had so far, with only losing 2 games on the schedule, and really the longest time between games. It's only going to end up being 9 days, 10 days overall from last Saturday playing, and then coming up here on Monday to play against this Mitchell Colonel team. So Governors are ready to go. They've got themselves pitching and in good spot for pitching, with the fact that Mitchell, though, will have a couple of guys unable to throw here today, as they were able to play last Thursday against Yankton in a very cold doubleheader against the Yankton Bucks, where Yankton was able to get the doubleheader sweep of Mitchell. But now here today, they're in a spot where they've got a couple pitchers out who will not be able to pitch today, but this Mitchell team looking to get going hitting-wise. We'll talk about their stats. We'll talk about, as well, the starting lineups coming up here in just a little bit. We're about 10 minutes away, less than 10 minutes away from first pitch between Pierre and Mitchell. Here from Drake Field, the infield is turf, outfield is the natural grass here at Drake Field, also home of the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. We'll step aside for 3 minutes, come back with the starting lineups after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Located on the truck bypass.
with great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back, as we are getting set for first pitch between the Pierre Governors and the Mitchell Colonels, let's go through the starting lineups for both these teams, as it will be the Governors again on the road for the second and final time here this season. George Staley lead things off. He's the center fielder. Nolan Peterson, the catcher, batting second. Jed Zabel, the right fielder, about third. Charlie Simpson, the DH, batting fourth. Spencer Easlin, the left fielder, about fifth. Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman, batting sixth. J.J. Buckles, the first baseman, batting seventh. Austin Getz, the shortstop, batting eighth. And Cade Kaiser is making his starting debut for his senior year, playing second base. He has run a couple of different times, but he is in the field hitting for the first time here this season. Miles Doyle is pitching for the Pierre Governors as he'll make the start for the Govs. For the Mitchell Colonels, Landon Solik will be the leadoff man. He's playing second base. Jackson Hartman will play right field and bat second. Parker Mandel's the first baseman, batting third. Mason Herman, the third baseman, batting in the cleanup spot. Connor Mackey, the left fielder, batting fifth. Hudson Borgen, the center fielder, will bat sixth. Lincoln Bonham, the DH, will bat seventh. Blake Brose, the catcher, batting eighth. Peyton Mandel will be the shortstop, batting ninth, and Jacob Ebert is on the mound for the Mitchell Colonels as they are just about set to take the field. So we will step aside for a minute. We will come back and have first pitch for you between Pierre and Mitchell. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. As we welcome you back, the Pierre Governors getting set to take the mound, take the plates, as it is Jacob Ebert that is on the mound for the Mitchell Colonels for game number 1, as the Colonels are looking for their second win of the 2024 season, and we'll get you stats for Ebert here in just a moment. As it is, again, it is going to be George Stiley lead things off. Nolan Peterson will bat second and catch. It is Jet Zabel batting third, playing right field. Charlie Simpson, the DH, batting fourth. Spencer Eason, the left fielder, will bat fifth. Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman, batting sixth. J.J. Buckholz will bat seventh to play first base. Dawson Guest, the shortstop, is batting eighth, and Kate Kaiser will bat ninth, as he is the second baseman here in game number 1. George Stiley stepping to the plate. We are just about set and ready to roll here from Drake Field on this Monday afternoon. Getting set for first pitch just a couple minutes before 5 o'clock. As Ebert will fire the first pitch, and it'll be on the outside edge for strike one, and we are underway at 4:58 here on this Monday afternoon. Beautiful day here in Mitchell. We'll get you full temperatures here in just a moment. The 0-1 pitch. That one's popped up on the right side. Out into shallow right field, not even out into the outfield grass. It is going to be Solik that is there to make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired here for out number 1. And here is Nolan Peterson that will step to the plate. It is for Ebert, his second appearance, his first start. He threw 5 innings against Jefferson, and that one of the first games of the season, as Peterson will take strike one on the outside corner. And Ebert, through those 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, a 2.8 ERA in that first outing, and a whip of 1, as that one misses high and outside for ball 1 to Nolan Peterson. The number 2 man in the batting order, shuffling the lineup up just a little bit, as that one is off the end of the bat foul. It's the brick on the right side, and it rolls back. This is a pretty short and shallow backstop here at Drake Field, and with the bricks that are there, any ball that bounces off, going from second to third is already going to be a challenge. First to second won't be so bad, but second to third could be a challenge, as that pitch is upstairs, and we'll get past the catcher of Bros, and it'll be taken for ball 2. The count's now 2-2. But shuffling the lineup up a little bit, Ridge Lineback is out with an injury, an arm injury that will keep him out for the rest of the season. And unfortunately for Ridge Lineback, as that one is ripped over the head and down in the left field, over the head of the left fielder, and Mackey. Out into second base will be Peterson. He's got a 1-out stand-up double, and the Governors are in business here at the top of the first inning. Good piece of hitting there for Peterson. A 2-strike approach for Peterson. Still gets a double over the head of the left fielder where the wind is blowing out, as it is 70 degrees here at game time. A little bit windy, though, here in Mitchell. The winds gusting of near 30 miles an hour, as we're looking at 70-degree game time temperature, feeling like 67 with that wind. As Jet Zabel steps to the plate. First pitch is outside for ball 1 to the lefty. Let's talk about Nolan Peterson coming in. He had the highest batting average at 406 with those qualified, and we're going to keep that qualification around 10 to 15 at-bats. But a 406 batting average for Peterson. That was his second double of the season, as Jet Zabel will take a strike, and the count's now 1-1. Zabel's hitting 200, coming in with a double and 2 doubles and a triple. 7 runs driven in, the team high 7 runs batted in for Zabel. That is low and outside the 1-1 pitch, and the count's now 2-1. The sun will be setting to our right, and right now kind of in that spot where it's not going to affect too many fielders, maybe the left side of the infield on a fly ball for that third baseman to move over, for Herman to maybe move over. That's about the only thing that probably still won't affect. It's going to be more affecting us than here in the press box than it will any of the ball players. Counts 3-1 here to Zabel. 3-1 pitch. That one's chopped back up the middle. Be fielded by the shortstop. That was on the right side of the second base bag. The throw to first is going to be in time. Peyton Mandel made the play to retire Zabel. Peterson took off for third, and he makes it easily. But because of where it was Mandel holding on Peterson at second, he came in to make the play. The throw to first to Parker Mandel was completed, and then Parker Mandel was looking to maybe fake the throw to third, dropped the ball, and the umpire still had called him out. It was on the transition. So there's a runner on third with 2 outs, and it's Charlie Simpson that will pop up on the right side, the second baseman, and Solik will take charge to make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the first inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Half an inning complete here at Drake Field. There is no score between Pierre and Mitchell. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
Miles Doyle is on the mound here for the Pierre Governors as we get set for the bottom of the first. And the, again, lineup is looking like this for the Mitchell Colonels. Landon Solik will lead things off. Jackson Hartman will bat second to play right field. Parker Mandel is the first baseman batting third. Making that first baseman, batting third. Mason Herman is batting fourth and playing third base. Connor Mackey, the left fielder, batting fifth. Hudson Borgen, the center fielder, batting sixth. Lincoln Bottom is a DH, batting seventh. Blake Burrows, the catcher, batting eighth. And Peyton Mandel, the shortstop, will bat ninth against the right-hander Miles Doyle, who delivers the first pitch, trying to drop down a bunt and bunting it foul out of play was Landon Solik. And it's no 1 count. Miles Doyle making another start for the Governors. This will be his second start and third appearance overall for Miles Doyle. 5 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, as that one just misses below the zone for a ball to Solik. Giving up 6 walks, 4 strikeouts in 6 innings of work. 4.667 ERA and a 1.83 whip. Batting average against at 238, as the count is now 1-2 as Solik fouled that one back. And Doyle looking for a strikeout here early on. 4 strikeouts, 2 of those 4 have been looking. That one will be fouled out of play, and we'll do it again here at 1-2. This Mitchell Colonel team's trying to get their feet under them, trying to get the batting average going. Landon Solik right now just 1 for 9 so far in the season. Does have an RBI, so 111 batting average, but a 177 team batting average in 5 games, which kind of translate to being 1-4 in the season, as that one just misses high and maybe a little bit outside. And the count's now 2-2 to Solik. Just a slow start to the season hitting-wise. 301 on base percentage, but that 177 batting average needs to be up there a little bit higher, as Doyle will get Solik to swing and miss for strike 3, and there's 1 down, a strikeout to open things up here in the bottom of the first, and it brings up Jackson Hartman. Jackson Hartman so far at 429 batting average at 3 for 7, and outside of Parker Mandel, who is hitting next, nobody has more hits than he does. Nobody's got a better batting, actually he's got the best batting average, with Mandel hitting 417, Parker Mandel that is, as that's taken for a strike. to open up the at-bat for Jackson Hartman. The 0-1 pitch. That'll be just missing inside. Good pitch there from Doyle, trying to go in on the hands. And the count's now 1-1. Wind really blowing more from right to left, as that one's fouled back to the netting, and the count's now 1-2. Balls will carry a little bit more. There's no signage for the distance around the ball field here at Drake Field, but looks more like a short porch out in left and right. Reaching for it and poking it into left field is going to be Jackson Hartman for a base hit. It was too close to take, and Hartman was able to just get a piece of it and drive it over the left field and down for a base hit. As it's now Parker Mandel that will come to the plate. So a one-out single here for Hartman, and now Mandel, who's got the team leading in hits. With a double so far in his 5 hits, does have an RBI, just 15 runs, make that 16 runs scored in 5 games. 15 RBIs, so just averaging 3 runs a game. As the first pitch will miss low, that will get away from Peterson and have to go to his right to go get it. And will allow the runner to take second on the wild pitch. And a runner in scoring position now here for Mitchell. The Pierre Governors did a different way, a one-out double from Peterson, but still have runner on first with 1 out and are unable to bring him in. That one will miss low for ball 2. The official standings don't come out until the 1st of May, but trying to keep track of how the standings were looking, we'll give you a 8 look at those standings. As that one is over for a strike, and the count's now 2-1. And of course, with Mitchell only playing 5 games, I mean, they're going to gain seed points regardless of if they win or lose one or both of these games. As here's a 2-1 pitch that'll miss low, and the count's now 3-1 here to Parker Mandel. Because of the 5 games that they've played so far, they're sitting at Mitchell is 35.8 average of seed points, which is 17th in the standings. That one will catch the inside edge, and the count's now 2-2. But it is the Governors who are in 5th place right now at 41.636 points, ahead of Lincoln at 41.5 and Roosevelt at 41, as Parker Mandel fouls that one back, and it stays at 2-2. It is at first Brandon Valley at 44.556 points, and Stevens at number 2. They've lost their first games. They went 1-3 after starting out 7-0 in South Dakota games. They went 1-3 this past weekend. That one will catch the inside, just outside, and taken for ball 4. Parker Mandel almost looked like he was leaning into it, regardless if it hit him or not. As long as it wasn't a strike, it was going to be a walk. So it is first and second now with 1 away. And it'll be Mason Herman that will come to the plate. A little bit of a spider up here that's in a tough spot to even try and get to. And make his way over to my equipment. Here is the first pitch. That one is fouled back. And the count is 0-1. We'll eventually get rid of that guy. And the 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. It's now 0-2. Appreciate the help. Thank you so much. Good man comes in and takes care of the spider for me. That counts 0-2 here to Mason Herman. With one runners at first and second and 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. The 0-2 pitch. That's inside and taken for a ball. Not a bad spot to miss for Doyle. Just a little bit on the inside corner trying to paint it on Mason Herman. The count goes to 1-2. 133 batting average so far. Does have a single and a double. And his 2 hits. That one's fouled into the midst of Peterson for strike 3. And there's a strikeout for Doyle. And there's now 2 down. And it will bring up Connor Mackey. So Mackey at 214 batting average so far. 2 runs driven in. Looking for an early RBI here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. No score between Pierre and Mitchell. First pitch, this will be popped up on the infield. Miles Doyle into foul territory. Long run, Grayson Hunsley. He cannot make the catch. Falls in foul territory. Wind might have been a factor a little bit, and Hunsley, the third baseman, came all the way over past the DW logo. Nolan Peterson was over there. Miles Doyle, all three converging and unable to make the basket catch is Hunsley. Spencer Easton's out left. George Stalley in center. Jed Zabel in right. Hunsley at third. Dawson Getz at short. Kate Kaiser at second. J.J. Buckles at first. And Nolan Peterson behind the plate. As that 0-1 pitch is upstairs for a ball, and the count's now 1-1. One of those oddities in baseball where if it's a fair ball, it's going to be in charge and air. And I never like to give errors on foul balls, even though maybe the play should be made. That was a tough play to begin with. The count's now 2-1. And you think about, and I always think about that too, because if you have a no-hitter or a perfect game going, and that's where you still retire all 27 guys, I guess no-hitter doesn't matter, but a perfect game going, and you don't get a perfect game because a guy end up dropping a foul ball and you still get him out. Probably never happened before, but I don't know how. It's hard to say that, it was still a perfect game for the pitcher. He got everybody out, even though there was a dropped foul ball. There's a 2-2, a check swing and a full swing, says home plate umpire, and the throw to first will be in time, and Mackey will strike out to end the inning. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base as Doyle strikes out the side. It is no score between Pierre and Mitchell at the end of 1 inning. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag, chemical, and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag, chemical, and seed needs. Kyle, 605-280-8710 or Tony, 605-280-4771.
There's only a split second to decide if the pitch is good or not. With skill, some luck, and a prayer, the bat connects. The ball goes soaring over the fence. The sense of joy and excitement is contagious as we cheer for another Pierre home run. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. I want to invite you to join us to experience the joy of worshiping God. We thank Him for the home run moments we have in our lives. We hear His comfort and peace when it feels like we've struck out. We're glad to see you at Faith Lutheran Church.
Top of the second, no score between Pierre and Mitchell on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard, as it is going to be 5, 6, and 7. Spencer Easland, Grayson Hunsley, and J.J. Buckles, the first 3 hitters. Anybody reaches base, then it will go to Dawson Getz, the number 8 hitter. As Ebert will deliver the first pitch. Easland will take low and outside for ball 1. Spencer Easland coming in 208 batting average so far. Does have a triple. 3 runs driven in. He got that triple in that 1-0 win against Jefferson. As Easland will rip that into left field for a base hit. That one hops to the left fielder in Mackey. Second hit of the ball game for the Governors. And we'll bring up the third baseman, Grayson Hunsley. And a good start here for the Governors here at the top of the second. Hunsley comes in as he is hitting 235 so far. Does have a double and 3 runs driven in. 2 hits so far for the Governors. That double by Peterson, and that leadoff single now here by Easland. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1.
14, third baseman, Grayson Huntley.
Easland lead away from first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Instead of check over at first, and without a tag, Easland will dive back in. It is Mackey out in left, Morgan in center, Hartman in right, Herman's at third, Peyton Mandel at short, Solik at second, Parker Mandel at first, and Bros behind the plate as Hunsley will foul that one off of either his leg or off the catcher and Bros, and either way, it's a foul ball, and the count's 1-1. As we are just underway here in this doubleheader, We'll be in Brookings on Friday. That is weather permitting. But then Sunday, hosting the T-Titans in the first home games of the season. That one will get to the behind Hunsley. Eastland took off for second on the pitch, and he will steal without a throw. As by the time that's the catcher Brose caught it, and he'd make sure that he made the catch. Eastland was already over halfway to second, and no throw was going to get him. So stolen base here for Eastland, and the Governors have a runner in scoring position with nobody out, as Ebert will step off with the look to second base. Here's a 2-1 to Hunsley. A ground ball right back to the pitcher. Ebert was able to look Hunsley back to second, or make that Eastland back to second. And he'll fire to first to get Parker Mandel, and there's one down. Here in the top of the second, and it will bring up now J.J. Buckles. The runner on second with one away here in the top of the second. A chance for J.J. Buckles, looking for his first hit of the season. Does have an RBI. Here's the first pitch, ground ball. Down the third base line, but it is foul. Took one last hop away from Herman. And it's 0-1 here to Buckles. Matthew Brewer was with the track team today. Legion Relays after being postponed from Friday to Monday. He participated with the Legion Relays, so Buckles gets a chance to start at first here in game one. There's a ground ball. That's underneath the glove of the third baseman into left field for a base hit. Eastland will come around from third. He will come in to score, and Buckles' first hit is an RBI single. And the Governors are on the board first. They lead at 1-0 in American Family Insurance. Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And it brings up Dawson Getz. Good piece of hitting for Buckles. Picking up his second RBI of the year. As the wind picks up, it's actually blowing now in, instead of blowing out towards left field. But Dawson Getz got a chance to keep the line moving, as that first pitch is on the outside edge for strike one. That outside corner is going to be there in this game. Dawson Getz comes in hitting 194. 6 hits and 31 at-bats. Does have an RBI. He'll sky this one out towards shallow center field. Solik will go back out. The second baseman will take charge to make the catch, and there's two down here in the top of the second. And it brings up the number 9 hitter, Cade Kaiser, his first at-bat of the season.
Now for Pierre, number 5, second baseman, Cade Kaiser.
So Cade Kaiser has scored a run. He's been a courtesy runner several different times throughout the season so far with that broken index finger that is finally given the green light to play, as the first pitch is over for strike one to Kaiser. So he steps in the box for the first time all spring. And he's also playing the field for the first time all spring. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is upstairs and taken high for ball one. He has hit a home run. It went out going opposite field. Last year also had an inside the park home run as well. As they'll pop this one foul and out of play, and the count's now 1-2. Here to Kaiser. One-two count. With 2 outs here in the top of the second. 1-0 lead for Pierre and an RBI single for Buckles, who leads over at first base. 1-2 pitches upstairs for ball 2. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the order, George Stalley is waiting on deck. Looking for a chance to hit here in the second, but he will not as Kaiser swings and misses for strike 3. First strike on the ball game for Ebert, but a run does score on 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After an inning and a half, Pierre Governors have a 1-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
What? Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder! Yeah, that hurt.
And there are epic moments.
Slide, slide, slide! College! Slide! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Hudson Morgan will lead things off to kick off the bottom of the second as we welcome you back here to Drake Field in a 1-0 game. As Morgan will look for a bunt, pull it back, but it's taken for strike one. To open up here at the bottom of the second, it is going to be 6, 7, and 8 Morgan, then Lincoln Bottom, and Blake Bros, the first three hitters. Here is the 0-1 pitch. That one will be line foul. That's going to be out of play. It was... Go back to that top of the second inning. It was an error to the third baseman. So it was not a hit for J.J. Buckles, no longer an RBI as well. It was one hit, so one run on one hit, one error, and one man left on base. As the 1-0-2 pitch just drops out of the bottom of the zone and counts now 1-2. Doyle's looking for his fourth strikeout already. As the 1-2 is upstairs. And the count's now 2-2. He gave up, got a strikeout to Solik to open up the game, then a base hit and a single to Hartman and Parker Mandel, and then back-to-back strikeouts. 2-2 pitch. That one is fouled back out of play, and the count is still at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last year we played here at Drake Field as well to actually open up the season, which was right around mid-April. 2-2 is left upstairs, and the count's now 3-2. That was the Governor's first games of the season last year, and did not go so well for the Governors. Ended up being swept. One of the 2 times they were swept, and actually was that one taken for strike 3 in the 3-2 pitch. Morgan thought maybe it was ball 4, but it was at the letters, and there is strikeout number 4. And there is one down here in the bottom of the second, and it'll bring up Lincoln Bottom, the DH. Bottom is a .333 batting average, 2 hits so far, 2 for 6 on the season. First pitch is over for strike 1. Governors were swept here on a Monday, just like we're playing here today. And then on Friday went out to Sioux Falls and were swept by O'Gorman. It started the season 0-4 last year. That one just misses outside. The count's now 1-1. Then they went to Brookings, which will be in Brookings on Friday, but ended up being a week or so after that we finally went to Brookings. They lost the first game to go to 0-5, as that one is fouled out of play, the 1-1 pitch, and the count's now 1-2. And then they got their first win by coming back in the top of the 7th. I mean, they were an out or 2 away from dropping to 0-6 and being swept for 3 straight doubleheaders. But instead got that first win, then round off another 13 wins in a row as Miles Doyle's round off his 5th strikeout now of the ball game as he gets Bottom to swing and miss, and there's 2 down, and it brings up Blake Bros, the catcher.
Now for Mitchell, number 17, catcher, Blake Bros.
That was the first of 14 straight wins against the Brookings Bobcats that started the whole thing of running the table the rest of the way and winning a state championship against the Harrisburg Tigers on that Saturday before Memorial Day out in the birdcage. First pitch is up at the top of the zone for strike 1 to Blake Bros. Looking for his second hit of the season, 1 for 9 so far. That one will be high and outside. The count's now 1-1. Overall, 40 strikeouts coming in through 5 games for the Mitchell Colonels, so averaging 8 strikeouts per game. As that one's a check swing, but a called strike, and the count's now 1-2. And Doyle looking for strikeout number 6 and to strike out the side in order. Here is the 1-2 pitch. from Doyle. That one is fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. And mentioned last week, Saturday, whenever the Governors and Jet Zabel specifically was a out away and a strike away from a no-hitter against Jefferson, that he would have been the second Pierre Governor pitcher, which is true in the last 2 seasons, but he would have been the third pitcher overall for Pierre baseball over a span of 1 year, from Lincoln Keenels doing it last year in the spring to this guy, Miles Doyle, doing it for Post 8 last summer, and then Zabel being one strike away from having a no-hitter this spring for the Governors. Count is 3-2 here to Blake Burrows. Peyton Mandel, the shortstop, is on deck. 3-2 pitch. Foul tip into the mix. Peterson will make the catch, and that is strike 3. And a strikeout the side in order is Miles Doyle. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. 6 strikeouts for Miles Doyle through 2 innings. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Form, function, finesse. The all-new 2024 all-wheel drive Ford Escape is now on sale at Capital City Ford for $32,000 with up to $2,250 in rebates. If you're looking for adaptable interiors ready for your daily adventures, whether it's a trip to the grocery store, to a spontaneous road trip, and everywhere in between, Capital City Ford has you covered. Payments are as low as $385 with Ford Credit Flex Buy program. For more information and details, contact a sales professional at Capital City Ford. Check out their full vehicle lineup at CapitalCityFord.com. Capital City Ford in Pierre.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
It is the top of the third. The Pierre Governors have a 1-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard over the Mitchell Colonels. John Wickler here on this Monday afternoon. Drew McIntyre back at the station. Governors are here in Mitchell today. They will travel to Brookings on Friday if weather permits, and then they'll be home the rest of the way. And I want to also say, too, the Roosevelt doubleheader that was supposed to be played Friday, it is canceled. It is not postponed. It is canceled. They will not play that game again, or not try and reschedule that game to play it. So that is I want to make that note too, that game will just, as it is happening a lot in high school baseball, or does happen a lot in high school baseball, that once the games are postponed, they're pretty much canceled. Mitchell's in a spot where they probably want to try and postpone games and not cancel games right now, because they've only played 5 games overall, where Pierre is not at that spot where they're feeling like they need to make up any games. George Staley will lead things off here at the top of the third inning. First pitch is over for strike 1. He is 0 for 1, popped out of the second baseman, Landon Solik, in his first at-bat. As Ebert will deliver the 0-1 pitch, and a chopper, high chopper, over the top of the third baseman's head. No chance to throw out Staley from the shortstop and Peyton Mandel, and that'll be an infield single for Staley, and maybe the wrong read for the third baseman Herman, but he really didn't take much of a step in, and even took a step back and then had to jump forward. Otherwise, it was going to be an infield hit regardless, and it turns out to be an infield single for the speed of George Staley. He's 1 for 2, and now here's Nolan Peterson, who had one of those 2 hits through the first time of the order for the Governors. There's a pickoff attempt, and easily back in safely without a tag is Staley over at first base. Peterson doubled, but then was stranded at third, back in that top of the first inning. Staley takes off. First pitch is over for strike 1. The throw to second is going to be laid, and Staley almost overslid the bag, but was able to stay on top of it and picks up a stolen base, and now he is in scoring position here with nobody out in the top of the third inning. Let's see if Nolan Peterson can drive him in. Nolan's already got 13 hits in the season. And he'll fly that one foul. Be technically not, I don't know if that's actually out of play or not. The left and right field really hooks off with the bullpens in foul territory and pretty much out of range to make a play. There is no fence that is over there. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Peterson. It is in the turf, so the throw has to go to first. And then Stalley was almost too far away from second base as Parker Mandel fired it over across the third. Probably had a shot to maybe throw it to second to force a play on Stalley at second base, but it is a strikeout, 2-3 in the putout of Nolan Peterson. There's now one down. And it will bring up Jed Zabel, who is 0 for 1, ground out to the shortstop in his first at-bat. It was right up the middle and actually on the first base side of second on that ground out as Peyton Mandel was holding on Peterson at second at that point. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball back up the middle again. Peyton Mandel will field his throw to Parker Mandel is in time, and there's two down. And back-to-back times, that is going to be a ground out for Zabel to Peyton Mandel. And there's now two down, and it brings up Charlie Simpson, the DH. And for Charlie Simpson, maybe didn't get a chance to mention, 211 batting average coming into today. 5 runs driven in overall in the season for Simpson. Here's the first pitch. Line shot through the right side and a base hit, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Governors. An RBI single for Charlie Simpson. Going the other way. And Simpson has given the Govs a 2-0 advantage. First RBI of the day for the Governors. Spencer Easland now steps to the plate. He singled the lead off the top of the second.
Now for Pierre, number 3, left fielder, Spencer Easel.
Trying to extend that batting average up a little bit. First pitch is outside for ball 1. To Spencer Easland. 4 hits now here in the ballgame for the Governors. 2 here in the inning. That one will miss inside. No, it's on the inside corner for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. In that wind, you can still hear the factor the wind is having. Here's the 1-1. That'll come high and inside, and the count's now 2-1 here to Easland. Sun trying to set, well, not really trying to set, but trying to move away from our spot in the press box here. Still got 3 hours till sunset. There's a ground ball base hit through the left side as that got past the diving third baseman and Herman into left field. And there's runners at first and second as Easland is now 2 for 2 in the ball game. And it will bring up Grayson Hunsley. So with 2 outs, the Governors with back-to-back hits, 1 scoring a run, and now Hunsley with a chance, if he gets a 3rd hit in a row, can make this a 3-0 lead for the Governors. Simpson out at second, Easland at first. First pitch in on the hands of Hunsley. He got a round on it, but he fouled it out of play. And the count's 0-1. He grounded back to the pitcher in his first at-bat. 0 for 1 so far. Here's the 0-1. That is high and outside. The count is even at a ball and a strike. Again, mentioned that Pierre at 5th place in the standings coming into the day, and the unofficial standings. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Stepping on the bag over at third is going to be Herman to retire the side. And it will send us to the bottom of the 3rd inning, but not before the Governors score 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. It is a 2-0 lead for the Pierre Governors over the Mitchell Colonels. Back in a minute. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
It is 9-1-2 here for the Mitchell Colonels, as Peyton Mandel will lead things off to open up the bottom of the third inning. First pitch is a swing and a miss for strike one to Peyton Mandel, who is trying to get himself going here in this first part of the season. 125 batting average, just 2 for 16. Does have a double, though, as the first pitch is over for, or the 0-1 pitch is over for a strike, and the count is now 0-2 quickly as Miles Doyle looking for his 7th strikeout of the ball game. 0-2 pitch. In on the hands and grounded foul. Looked like it was cutting in on the hand from the hands to the plate, and Peyton Mandel had to just swing to get a piece of it. From the windup, here is the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for his 7th strikeout for Miles Doyle. And there's one down to lead off the bottom of the third inning. And it'll go back to the top of the order for Landon Solik. The 2 and 3 hitters, Jackson Hartman and Parker Mandel. The only guys that did not go down by a strikeout in that first time through the order. Here's the first pitch to Solik, who will swing and miss for strike one. And Doyle has been effective, giving up just that base hit to Hartman and then a walk to Parker Mandel. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one fouled straight back right at the top of the netting, and the count is now 0-2. Here to Landon Solik, the leadoff man in the batting order, batting second here in the bottom of the third. 2-0 lead for Pierre here in game number 1 of our doubleheader. 0-2 pitch. And Solik will pop this one up on the infield. Grayson Hunsley will call for it. He will make the catch. And there's 2 down. The first guy retired that wasn't by strikeout. And 2 down with nobody on here in the bottom of the third. And it will bring up now the number 2 hitter, being Jackson Hartman. Hartman singled into left field with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Then was retired, well, not retired, but left stranded on at second. First pitch, top of the zone, drops in for a strike. Governors will have 7, 8, and 9 in that top of the 4th inning. As Doyle's looking to try and make 2 quick innings of work for the Governors of his 3 so far. Swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2. Doyle, before that pop-out, had picked up 6 straight strikeouts all the way back to that first inning. 0-2 pitch, ground ball that is foul down the third base line, and the count remains at 0-2. Doyle from the windup looking to retire Hartman. 0-2 pitch is a ground ball to the third baseman, Hunsley. His throw to first is going to be wide of the bag, but staying on the bag is J.J. Buckles to retire the side here in the bottom of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. 8 in a row retired for Miles Doyle. We head to the top of the 4th. It is the 2-0 lead for the Pierre Governors over the Mitchell Colonels. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
It is the top of the fourth inning. The Pierre Governors have a 2-0 lead. A 2-0 lead in the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. As the Govs are looking forward to extend the lead here in the top of the fourth inning, and they do so with 7, 8, 9. J.J. Buckles, Dawson Getz, and Kate Kaiser. Anybody reaches base, it'll go back to the top of the order for George Stalley. 2 runs on 5 hits so far, no errors for the Governors. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error for the Mitchell Colonels. Just 2 base runners, both stranded back in the first inning for the Mitchell Colonels. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Buckles, who is 0 for 1. He reached on an error. Back in the second inning, that scored the first run. His ball put in play helped score that first run as the 0-1 pitch is on the outside edge, and the count's now 0-2. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and it is strike 3, but the play has to be made over to first base, and the throw will be to the right side of the bag in foul territory, and the throw is completed from Rose to Parker Mandel, and a strikeout of Buckles to lead off the top of the fourth. And it will bring up the number 8 hitter in Dawson Getz. Getz is 0 for 1. Flew out to the second baseman Solik in the top of the second. That was into center field. That shot goes right back up the middle for Getz, and a 1-out single. It is on the nose, right back up the middle. And it will bring up Kate Kaiser. Kaiser struck out swinging in his first at-bat, as he is 0 for 1, looking for his first hit of the season. And his first game, complete game for the Governors. Pickoff move over to first. Back in safely as the first pitch will miss inside for ball 1 from Ebert to Kaiser. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Or a long pause here from Ebert. Comes inside, the count's now 2-0. Looking at pitch totals for both of these guys. First for Ebert, just through his 49th pitch. Pickoff attempt, and diving back in safely is Dawson Getz over at first. Miles Doyle's throwing 55 pitches through 3 complete. And with 7 strikeouts and a walk, you would expect that to be the case, to be a little up there in pitches. That one will hit Kaiser on the 2-0. And he reaches base for the first time here today, and it will bring up the top of the order for George Stalley, but not before a mound visit. Don't believe there was any activity in the right field bullpen for the Mitchell Colonels. Ebert is not in the lineup, so anybody, if they do bring someone in from the field, that will either eliminate the DH or Lincoln Bottom would come in to pitch or come in for the field. Same goes for Miles Doyle. Once he is out of the game, then the DH, well, you can keep the DH in there for, but you would think maybe J.J. Buckles would be potentially the first guy to come in relief. And I say that just because of the fact that the way the score is at 2-0 right now, that Buckles will probably be the first guy that you want to go to. The runners are at first and second after the mound visit. 1 out here in the top of the fourth, and it is George Stalley who's 1 for 2. Infield single, high chopper over the third baseman's head in his last at-bat. First pitch will miss low and outside for ball 1. Then you get Nolan Peterson and Jet Zabel. These first 2 guys, especially here, Stalley and Zabel, and at least 1 runner in scoring position right now. You got to be able to cash it in. 1-0 pitch is on the outside edge for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. And again, these pitchers can really take a advantage of the strike zone where it's at consistently on that outside corner. That one will miss low, and the count's now 2-1. Everything on that outside corner is being called, and or maybe some of the hitters don't like that. I mean, that's can sometimes be an unhittable pitch. Just the way that, or makes the hitters feel like it's an unhittable pitch. 2-1 pitch is outside for ball 3. The throw will get to third, and Dawson Getz will slide in safely. And they will call time and maybe see if they can appeal it to the home plate umpire. But the pitch was wide. Dawson Getz thought maybe that was going to get to the backstop, so he took off for third. And when he took off for third, Burrows was able to throw a strike to third base just to see to almost had him. It was a close play. I think they're going to maybe see if the base umpire will go and talk with the home plate umpire. Going to be really tough to try and make anything, to try and change that at all. And then they're not going to be able to win that argument. And with that home plate umpire, probably not going to see anything different than the base umpire. But it is runners now at second and third in a 3-1 count here with one out in the top of the fourth. And Staley's got a good hitter's count to try and maybe drive in 2 runs. 3-1 pitch from Ebert. That's outside for ball 4. And the bases are now loaded for Nolan Peterson. If there's one guy that you want to come to play with the bases loaded in a close game, it's got to be your guy that was coming in hitting .406 in the season and is already 1 for 2 with a double. And with the speed of Staley at first, a double could clear the bases. First pitch to Peterson, that is outside for ball 1. Team leader in hits, he was the only guy so far with 10-plus hits is Nolan Peterson. Here's the 1-0. That one will bounce in. Good block there by Burrows. Dawson Getz got a really good jump because you have to, if you're going to try and score on a pitch that is a wild pitch, you got to make sure that that ball is not going straight to the concrete and bouncing straight back. But you got to also have a really good jump. 2-0 pitch is high and outside. The count's now 3-0, and unable to find the strike zone right now is Ebert. He was 1 pitch away from walking in a run here for the Governors. 3-0 pitch. That'll be right down the middle. Get me over a strike. 3-1 count. And Nolan Peterson has got a really good hitter's count here to try and drive something into the gap. At least drive something in the outfield grass and get a base hit, score a couple runs. 3-1 pitch. That is taken for a strike at the top of the zone. The count's now 3-2, and from 3-0, Ebert has worked his way back to a 3-2 count. Looking to try and retire Peterson here. 3-2 pitch. That is outside for ball 4, and it is going to be a bases-loaded walk. Peterson will get the RBI, and the Governors now lead at 3-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. We'll have a courtesy runner for the Governors. And it will looks like it's Sutton Sun and Shine that came out to run for Peterson, the catcher. But the bases still are loaded with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. And it's Jet Zabel. And he was almost hit by that pitch. He was able to duck and nearly lost his balance falling over, but was able to duck for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Ebert. That comes inside. The count's now 2-0. And after a 1-out single from Dawson Getz, Kaiser hit by a pitch and back-to-back walks. Ebert struggling to find the strike zone right now. Here's the 2-0. That one is popped up on the left side. Coming in into foul territory now is the left fielder Mackey to make the catch. They say it's a foul ball as it was dropped. And it is now just a 2-1 count. The third base dugout was blocking the view of where Mackey was running in. The ball dropped in foul territory when Kaiser was tagging up to score, but it does drop for a foul ball, so it is a 2-1 count. Bases loaded here with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. That will get behind. Kaiser will try and score. He will dive head first in safely. And another run comes in to score to make it a 4-0 lead. So now runners are at second and third. So count at 3-1 now here to Zabel. Charlie Simpson is on deck. Infield is coming in all the way around here for the Colonels. And Zabel will launch this out towards right center field, but it will hang up for the center fielder. And Morgan to make the catch. Both runners will tag. The throw coming into third, sliding in safely as an RBI sac fly for Jed Zabel to make it 5-0. And there's 2 down now here in the top of the 4th inning. And it's a 5-0 lead for the Governors. Still another runner on third base for Charlie Simpson, who did have a 2-out RBI single in the top of the 3rd inning. So Zabel gets the RBI flying out towards center field. This one get to the backstop on that first pitch, and coming in to score will be Nolan. Will be Sutton Sunshine. Running for Nolan Peterson. It's a 6-0 lead as the Governors will strike for 4 runs here in the 4th inning. So 2 different wild pitches drive in runs, and a sac fly RBI for Jed Zabel scored with those bases loaded after an RBI walk. That one is outside to Simpson. The count's now 2-0. So Pierre has done this with 6 runs on 6 hits. That will be taken for a strike. The count is now at 2-1. You also give an air to Mackey out in left field, and that's fly ball that was dropped. That is on the outside corner, and that is taken for a strike. The count's now 2-2. Just 1 hit so far in this inning for the Governors, but they've scored 4 runs. That one is taken for strike 3 as Simpson will go down looking. But not before 4 runs score on just 1 hit, 1 error, and no one left on base. We have played 3.5, a 6-0 lead for the Pierre Governors over the Mitchell Colonels. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, it is a 6-0 lead for the Pierre Governors on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And the Govs, with Miles Doyle on the mound, who threw 55 pitches through 3 innings, has got himself now a 6-0 advantage with 3, 4, and 5. Parker Mandel, Mason Herman, and Matke will be the first 3 hitters. First pitch is a swinging foul ball for strike 1.
Number 4, first baseman, Parker Mandel.
Here's the 0-1 pitch here from Miles Doyle. This will be popped up on the right side, long run out into right field foul territory, and J.J. Buckles, who kind of got turned around with the wind, turned into a long run with the route that he took, but was able to make the catch behind the first base dugout in terms of where we're sitting at behind the first base dugout, out of sight, but he does make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired here in the bottom of the fourth.
Mason Herman.
And it brings up Mason Herman, who struck out swinging in his first at-bats. Mason Herman, Connor Mackey, both strikeout victims. And the first time that these two came to the plate, it is 9 in a row retired for Miles Doyle. Here's the 0-1 for Doyle. That'll miss low. They check if he swung or not. The field umpire says no swing, and the count's 1-1 here to Herman. The fourth hitter in the batting order, 4 through 9, all struck out in that first trip to the plate for all those guys, 4 through 9. That's 6 straight strikeouts for Miles Doyle, as this one will be taken for a strike in the knees, and the count's now 2-2. Looking for strikeout number 8 overall here for Doyle. 2-2. That'll be taken for a strike 3, and there is 2 down. And Connor Mackey will come to the plate. And overall, thankfully, that Mason Herman is okay. It could end up on a SportsCenter not top 10. Nolan Peterson was going to throw it around, but he ended up throwing it off the helmets of Mason Herman, which, again, because Herman is okay and just walked to the first base dugout, you can chuckle a little bit, but always a little bit of a scary moment to have a ball thrown and hit you in the helmet from Nolan Peterson, the catcher, who was, again, harmlessly wanting to throw the ball around and end up hitting Mason Herman in the helmet. Miles Doyle, the 0-1 pitch now here to Connor Mackey. This will be fouled on a play. The count's now 0-2, and Doyle will strike away from retiring the 11th straight man. The 0-2 pitch. That is high and outside for ball 1. So 8 strikeouts overall here for Doyle through 3 2/3 innings. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9, 11 in a row retired for Doyle. Another 1-2-3 inning. We head to the 5th. Pierre Governors lead at 6-0 on the American Family Insurance at Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard here in Mitchell. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Springtime has arrived. Service and Parts Department at Buck Motor Company want to remind you to get your vehicle serviced early to avoid any breakdowns and service-related frustrations. Get up to $100 mail-in rebate on a set of 4 tires, along with 4 free oil changes, a $400 value. All AC Delco Marine batteries starting at $134.95 and come with an 18-month warranty. Take $15 off a light detail. Spray in bed liners, $635 on long beds and $595 on short beds. See all our specials at www.beck-motors.com.
If you're like a lot of South Dakotans, you've made a purchase online for services or products and have had no issues. Unfortunately, scammers view the internet as their playground, and they're constantly deploying new scams to attempt to take your hard-earned funds. Fraudulent websites have grown by leaps. Consumers and businesses need to check all aspects of a website before making any type of purchase. Questions regarding this scam should be directed to South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
Top of the 5th inning, it is a 6-0 lead for the Pierre Governors on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard, as Ebert will work into the 5th inning, trying to get maybe a little bit of a reprieve from that 4th, although they are trailing 6-0, and it will be Spencer Easlin, Grayson Hunsley, and J.J. Buckles, 5, 6, and 7 here for the Governors, here in the top of the 5th in game number 1 of our doubleheader. Easlin is 2 for 2 so far. He scored back in the 2nd, was stranded at first back in the top of the 3rd. One of 2 guys that did not come to the plate in that 4-run 4th inning. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. Feeling confident as Spencer E's at the plate, and that's where a lot of these hitters want to be. The Governors are coming in hitting .268 on the season, which over the last, those 4 games against Brandon Valley and Jefferson, the hitting wasn't quite there for the Governors, so that really started to drop the batting average as a team. As the 0-2 pitch coming in from Ebert will be at the top of the zone and taken for a strike three, a 3-pitch strikeout to kick off the top of the 5th. And there's one down. Here for now, Grayson Hunsley, who is 0 for 2 so far. Well, the Governors were just at the 300 mark going into that weekend against Brandon Valley and Jefferson, and dropped a little more than 30 points on the batting average. Even though they went 2 for 2 and 2 in that weekend, you look at a spot where you say, well, you dropped 30 points in the batting average. It doesn't usually line up to going 2 and 2 in games, as it counts 2-0 here to Hunsley. But that's exactly what happened. They got 2 really good outings from Ridge Leinbach and Jed Zabel, where they didn't have to hit the ball well to win those ball games, because they combined to give up just 1 run on about, I think, 4 hits overall. 1 from Jed Zabel, and then 3 from Ridge Leinbach. He gave up 4 hits, so 5 hits in total in those 2 games when they went 2 and 2. Those 2 wins of that weekend. Counts 3-1 here to Grayson Hunsley. 3-1 pitch. That one maybe climbed the ladder, potentially chasing ball 4, and the count is now, though, 3-2 as he fouls that one away. A little bit of throwing out in the bullpen here for the Governors. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That'll miss for ball 4, and Hunsley will draw the 1-out walk. And there's a runner on first here with 1 away in the top of the 5th inning. And it will bring up J.J. Buckles, who is 0 for 2, but he didn't reach on an error before striking out back in the top of the 4th inning. He actually led off the top of the 4th with a strikeout before the Governors ended up with 4 runs in that inning. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Ridge Leinbach is not warming up in the bullpen, but he is playing catch, throwing left-handed with his arm injury that most likely will require surgery. That one will be chopped foul right over the top of the short netting between the dugout and the tall netting here behind home plate. Counts 1-1 here to Buckles. It's unfortunate for Leinbach to go down, anybody to go down with an injury, but for Leinbach, who was outstanding in his 3 starts, that's a curveball that will drop in for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. Outstanding on the mound, but also a .364 batting average. Leinbach had an ERA of 0.438 in 3 starts, 16 innings. He was 3-0 as Buckles will swing and miss for strike 3. He goes down on strikes for the 2nd time. And there's now 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning, and brings up Dawson Getz. He had 2 doubles and 6 runs driven into Ridge Leinbach, and that's, when you lose a guy, especially in high school baseball, when you lose one of your top guys, you end up losing a pitcher and a hitter, and you end up losing, right now, your ace of the staff, was the ace of the staff, so then also losing your number 4 hitter, where you could have Zabel, Leinbach, and Peterson, or Peterson, Zabel, Leinbach, and have that 2, 3, and 4 combo or 4, 5, and 6 combo is very hard to deal with, as that one will catch the outside corner for Guess, and the count's now 1-1. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station, but somebody else got to take that spot and run with it now. And obviously, Cade Kaiser, who doesn't pitch but is back in the batting order, can maybe fill that role for Leinbach in the batting order, but somebody pitching-wise will have to kind of step up and be that next starter. Obviously, Miles Doyle, who we know was established going in, but has done a really good job through 4 innings for the Governors. 1-2 pitch to Getz. Here's a ground ball to the left side, fielded by the shortstop and Peyton Mandel. His throw across to Parker Mandel is in time, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. After 4.5, it is a 6-0 lead still here for Pierre over Mitchell. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
It is the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Pierre Governors have a 6-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. As it will be 6, 7, and 8. First pitch to Hudson Borgen is over for strike one. Again, he is a strikeout victim. With Herman and Mackey both going down twice now on strikes, and Borgen, Bottom, and Bros, all three are 0 for 1 with strikeouts. That one is over for a strike. The count's now 0-2. 9 strikeouts in the ball game for Miles Doyle to this point. As the 0-2 pitch here from Doyle to Borgen, as that will be grounded over to the shortstop, and Dawson gets. He will field. His throw to first will be in time. And there is one down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And it will bring up Lincoln Bottom.
Now for Mitchell, number 34, designated hitter, Lincoln Bottom.
So one down here in the bottom of the 5th, and it's the number 7 hitter in Lincoln Bottom, who, again, struck out swinging his first at-bat. 6 runs on 6 hits and no errors for the Governors. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Mitchell Colonels. As we head here into the bottom of the 5th inning with 1 out. First pitch is over for strike 1. As Miles Doyle is dealing here through 4 1/3 innings. Quickly, the 0-1 is upstairs and taken high for a ball. And the count's now 1-1. That was pitch number 71 for Doyle, so still 34 more pitches to work with before he'd have to come out of the ball game. 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. So he has to be somewhat efficient to try and get through all 7. And when you end up having 9 strikeouts, that starts to add up to the pitch count wise, as the 1-2 pitch will be high and outside. The count's now 2-2. So that's where, if he doesn't get through all 7 innings, a lot of it will become because of the strikeouts. That'll miss low, and the count's now 3-2. Just 1 walk so far. That came back in the first inning with 1 out to Parker Mandel. That made it first and second with 1 away. That was the last time that Mitchell had a base runner. 3-2 pitch. This will be flown out towards center field. Stallion long run coming in, and a 1 hop on him, and it will be a 1-out single. And it ends the streak
Now for Mitchell, number 17.
of 12 in a row retired for Miles Doyle. So now it's Blake Bros who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. So Doyle works from the stretch for the first time since he had 2 outs in the first inning. First pitch swinging, lifted into shallow left center. Stallion will come in to make the catch. And the first pitch from Blake Bros will be retired for the second out. And it will bring up Peyton Mandel.
Number 13, shortstop, Peyton Mandel.
Mandel struck out swinging in his first at-bat. The runner on first and 2 down. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Number 9 man of the order, Landon Solik, is up after Mandel, and Doyle would like to see him hit in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-0 pitch, that'll be fouled out of play, and the count's now 1-1. At this pace, I would say that Doyle can get through 6 innings, and would be really tough to get through all 7, but maybe get a chance to get into the 7th inning. But obviously got to still continue to get out. It's 1-1 pitch. This will be popped up on the right side. Cade Kaiser will call for it as he will make the catch to retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 5 complete here at Drake Field, and the Pierre Governors lead at 6-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. As we welcome you back here, it is a 6-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard, as we'll have a new pitcher on the mound and it'll be Tyler Christensen for the Mitchell Colonels, as Ebert goes those 5 innings, and we'll get you his full total here in just a moment. But he will deal with 9-1-2, Cade Kaiser, George Stalley, and Nolan Peterson, trying to keep this a 6-0 deficit. As Jacob Ebert, again, goes those 5 innings, giving up those 6 runs. We'll get you, again, full total here. As have to get to that point to get you the full total. But Cade Kaiser leading things off. He is 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch in his first trip to the plate. You say he's got 7 hits, allowed 6 runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
Now batting for Pierre, number 5, second baseman, Cade Kaiser.
So it is Cade Kaiser lead things off. And the first pitch missing for ball 1. But Tyler Christensen, the new man on the mound for the Mitchell Colonels. And for Christensen, this is his 3rd appearance, all relief appearances so far. The 1-0 is up high, and the count's now 2-0. 4 2/3 innings. He is 0-1 of the season. 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 1.5 ERA, and a 1.71 WHIP. Batting average against at .267, but the count is 3-0 here to Cade Kaiser to lead off here in the top of the 6th inning. Christensen from the windup delivers a 3-0 pitch. That is upstairs for ball 4, and it will be a leadoff walk issued. Second time that Kaiser's been on base without having to swing the bat. And it brings up the top of the order for George Stalley.
Now for Pierre, number 1, center fielder George Stalley.
Stalley is 1 for 3. He walked back in the 4th inning, singled in the 3rd. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. 5 straight misses here to open up for Christensen. Ebert threw 88 pitches in the ball game, so he will be available to come back on Saturday, the first chance that he can pitch again for the Mitchell Colonels. Runner takes off, a swing and a miss from Stalley. The throw to second, and sliding in safely is Kaiser, and second baseman Solik slow to get up, but he is a stolen base for Kaiser. And Kaiser wisely turned around looking into center field, wondering if the ball was in center field but didn't get off the bag. He stayed on the bag and realized that the ball was caught by Solik. Miles Doyle has 79 pitches thrown through 5 innings, so he's got a chance to at least get through that 6. And if he can be efficient in that 6th inning, as it counts 2-1 now here to Stalley, if he can be efficient in that 6th inning, he'd have a chance to maybe go all 7. He'll have the top of the order to deal with in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss from Stalley, and the count's now 2-2. It looked like he was trying to make it an 8-0 game on that swing. The way the wind is blowing, it's going to take a much stronger swing than a usual one. 2-2 pitch. That'll bounce to the right of Bros into third. Standing up is Kaiser. Read it perfectly. And now he is in scoring position. Well, was already in scoring position, but now 90 feet away from extending the 6-0 lead here for the Governors. Stalley, Peterson, Zabel, top of the order right now with a runner on third and nobody out. 3-2. That is upstairs for ball 4, and another walk issued by Christensen. Back-to-back walks to open up the 6th inning. And it brings up Nolan Peterson now with runners at the corners.
Now for Pierre, catcher number 4, Nolan Peterson.
Peterson is 1 for 2, double back in the first, struck out swinging in the third, then walked with the bases loaded for an RBI in the 4th. Runner takes off for second. The throw will come to second. Kaiser took off. The throw will be wide of the plate. They had it perfectly executed except for the throw from Solik back home. Kaiser took off on the throw to second. Solik had cut it off, but the throw back to home plate was wide. And so the steal works effectively for Stalley to get to second, and then the run coming in to score. This one will be off of Bros, who was able to block it up enough to keep Stalley at second base as the count goes to 2-0. So now a 7-0 lead for the Governors and the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And still threatening here with a runner on second and nobody out. 2-0 pitch is ripped back to the netting foul, and the count's now 2-1. Jed Zabel waits on deck. The Governors have, with that 4 spot in that 4th inning, a really big spot as that one is taken for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. Not necessarily a difference in the ball game, but it makes things a lot more uncomfortable for Mitchell and a lot more comfortable for the Governors to be up 7-0 instead of maybe being only up 4-0 right now. Runner takes off of the pitch. This will be popped up. Stalley, who is on his way to third, has got to get back to second. The shortstop and Peyton Mandel will make the catch out into shallow left field for the first out. And Stalley, with that high pop-up, was able to dive back into second base. And there's now one down here in the top of the 6th. So now here is Zabel, who had a sacrifice fly to the center fielder back in the top of the 4th inning. He's looking for his first hit, and this will be skied out towards left center field. But the left fielder is waiting on it to make the catch. Stalley will fake the tag as Mackey made the catch, and from left field, you're not thinking about tagging to third. Just bluffing, trying to see if he can get a bad throw from Mackey, and there's now 2 down. And it brings up Charlie Simpson, the DH. You get in that spot, well, of course, with the speed of Stalley, one, you don't want to make the first or third out at third base. And the speed of Stalley, you know you're going to score on a base hit anyway. As Simpson will wait on the first pitch, taking at the top of the zone for strike 1. Being off with contact, you can, with the speed of Stalley off with contact, anything that gets through the hole, you're going to score, or gets through the infield. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is high and outside. The count is now 1-1 here to Simpson. He is 1 for 3, an RBI single back at the top of the third inning. That point made it a 2-0 lead for the Governors. 1-1. That is upstairs, and the count's now 2-1. Staley leads away from second. Here's the 2-1 from Christensen to Simpson. That'll bounce in. Staley gets a good jump to the right of Bros and an easy base taken there for Staley. And the count goes to 3-1 on the wild pitch. So Simpson looking to drive in his second run, making an 8-0 lead here for the Governors. 3-1 pitch will be outside for ball 4, and it will be first and third now for Spencer Easlin, who is 2 for 3 in the ball game. Easlin struck out looking back in the top of the 5th, but that was after he singled and scored in the second, and then singled in the third. First pitch, runner stays at first, and that is outside for ball 1. A lot of single games to be played across the state today. Harrisburg is at Sioux Falls, Lincoln. Rapid City is playing Douglas on the road. That one is on the outside edge for a strike. And O'Gorman and T are making up a game from last week. Those 3 matchups are all single games. We're the only doubleheader, with plenty of doubleheaders on Tuesday. As this will be grounded off the end of the bat to the first base side. Parker Mandel will pick it up. He will get to the bag before Spencer Easlin and retire the side here in the top of the 6th. But not before a run does score. Without a hit in the inning, there were no errors and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 7-0 lead. Make that a 7-0 lead for the Pierre Governors on American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Pierre Governors leading 7-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard over the Mitchell Colonels. Miles Doyle with 79 pitches through those 5 innings, and here in the 6th, he will deal with the top of the order. Looking to get through maybe 6 shutout innings before he would be relieved of the duties on the mound.
Second baseman, Landon Solik.
Landon Solik will lead things off. He's 0 for 2. Struck out swinging the bottom of the first inning, and also popped up on their left side to the third baseman and Grayson Hunsley. First pitch will bounce in for ball 1. So 25 pitches remaining here for Miles Doyle before he would have to be removed from the ball game. Giving up just 2 hits so far through 5 innings. That will miss as well, high and inside. The count's now 2-0. 3 base runners in total. Jackson Hartman and Parker Mandel, who are the next 2 hitters, both reached in the first inning with a single and a walk. That's over for a strike. The count's now 2-1. Then 12 straight were retired by Doyle before Lincoln Bottom had a 1-out single back in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-1 pitch. That was right down the middle, taken for a strike. The count's now 2-2. Doyle from the windup. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Reaching for it and fouling it away. Staying alive with a 2-2 count. In first of 2 here today at Drake Field. Cadwell Park is spot as well for the Mitchell Colonels that usually play over there, but playing on Drake Field today. 2-2 pitch taken for strike 3 on the inside edge. And there is one down here in the bottom of the 6th. Solik not happy with that strike 3 call. Second time that he is down on strikes. And 10 strikeouts overall for Miles Doyle. Here's Jackson Hartman, who's 1 for 2. Singled back in the first, then ground out to Hunsley in the third over at third base. He'll foul that one off the concrete, and it'll roll back to Miles Doyle. And he says, I want to keep that baseball, but hopefully an umpire will switch out baseballs with him. Count is 0-1 here to Jackson Hartman. He is the only guy to put the ball in play twice so far in the lineup. 0-1 pitch. It'll be high to the backstop, and the count's 1-1. Parker Mandel, the only other guy that hasn't struck out in the lineup, but was walked in the first. So Hartman, in his third time up, could put the ball in play for the third time. 1-1 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-1. A lot of Ks were lined up in a row, 6 straight strikeouts in the first through the third inning. That one will be fouled out of play, and the count is now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Doyle looking to retire now. Hartman, maybe you strike him out. If he can strike out Hartman and Mandel, he'll have punched out everybody in the lineup. 2-2. Swing and a miss. In the turf, the throw from Peterson to first base will be in time, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th.
For Mitchell, first baseman, number 4.
And now it'll be Parker Mandel. I think that strikeout number 11 for Miles Doyle. First pitch to Parker Mandel is over for strike 1, so 8 of the 9 guys have been struck out at least once. That's the lone man that hasn't. Mandel 0 for 1. Walked in the first, and then he popped out to Buckles in foul territory back in the 4th. But there's a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2, and Doyle looking to strike out the side in order. Would be for the second time in this ball game. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. The throw to first will be in time from Peterson, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning, striking the side out in order for Miles Doyle. 12 strikeouts in the ball game. Struck out everybody at least once in the order. 6 shutout innings for Miles Doyle. 7-0 lead for Pierre over Mitchell as we head to the 7th. Back in a minute. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
So it is the top of the 7th. The Pierre Governors have a 7-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard. And it will be Grayson Hunsley, followed by J.J. Buckles and Dawson Getz. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 here for the Governors. to open up the top of the 7th. And we'll see if Miles Doyle will get a chance to maybe get that 7th inning and get a complete game, whether it be a complete game shutout or just in general a complete game in total. But there is some activity in the left field bullpen to make sure that they are ready, with Doyle having 93 pitches. So he's got 12 pitches to work with going in the 7th inning, and so he has to be efficient. He has to at least get 2 outs with 11 pitches in that 7th to try and get a complete game. And he'll have 4, 5, and 6 in the 7th to try and make that happen. But first, Grayson Hunsley, Buckles, and Getz, the first 3 hitters. Hunsley is 0 for 2. He grounded out back to the pitcher. He ended up with a ground ball to the third baseman, would step on the bag with first and second and 2 outs. That was in the 3rd. Then he walked in the 5th. So looking for his first hits here today. First pitch is missing for ball 1. Looking to put an end to game number 1 of this doubleheader. In the bottom of the 7th will be the Pierre Governors. Try to move to 8-4 with all those 12 games, all South Dakota opponents. Hunsley will swing and foul one away. It was an off-speed pitch out in front of it. Just got a piece of it, and the count is now 1-1. We'll see who maybe the game 2 starter will be. You look at the forecast for Friday and you say, well, it's now down to a 65% chance of rain in Brookings, so you don't really want to say maybe burn a pitcher to pitch today thinking that you won't play on Friday. Obviously, if that's the case, he's got to throw to need 4 days of rest, so he has to throw 80 pitches or more. So if you can limit under 80, you can throw a guy today, be off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and pitch him again on Friday. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. A Brookings doubleheader, doubleheader on Sunday. Miles Doyle is probably a guy that is going to get the ball on Sunday, knowing that he can't pitch on Friday, and how he was pitched today. And any chance you can put him on the mound without overextending him, you're going to do it, and that's going to be the case for probably Doyle on Sunday. 3-2 pitch is upstairs to Grayson Hunsley, and that is going to be a leadoff walk. And he'll bring up J.J. Buckles with 1 on and nobody out here at the top of the 7th. He's 0 for 2, make that 1 for 3. RBI single in the 2nd, and then struck out swinging back in the 4th and 5th inning. Governors have not got a hit since the top of the 4th, as the first pitch is over for strike 1. That was the inning that they scored 4 runs. They ended up with a 1-out single from Dawson Getz and did not have a hit the rest of the inning. Pitch is outside, the count's now 1-1. Getz is on deck, and Buckles lit off that inning with the strikeout. Getz got a 1-out single, and then hit by a pitch, a walk, a sacrifice fly, and 4 runs overall came in to score. Here's a ground ball to the left side, fielded by the third baseman and Herman. The throw to second for 1, back to first. It's a double play, a 5-4-3 double play to turn that leadoff walk into 2 outs. And it brings up Dawson Getz with nobody on and 2 away. And a strong throw from Mason Herman over to the second baseman, Landon Sulik, to turn that double play. Not sure that one of the benefits of the turf is a ground ball go quicker to the fielder. Don't think that one really had any. It was a turf double play. That was a smooth turn from all 2 of those guys. There's another ground ball back to Herman over at third. He'll throw to first to retire the sign. So it's a little bit of an unconventional 3-up, 3-down inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th. The Governors have a 7-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Back in a minute. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
It is the bottom of the seventh inning, and Trevor Rounds will try and come in to finish this one off. Not a save situation, just trying to get the final 3 outs. He will deal with 4, 5, and 6. Mason Herman, Connor Mackey, and Hudson Borgen. New right fielder as well for the Governors. I believe it is Sun and Shine, but we'll check that to make sure. But Mason Herman will lead things off. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch is over for strike 1 from Trevor Rounds. And for Trevor Rounds, again, just a chance to get the confidence rolling. The 0-1 pitch. This will be flown out towards left center field. Staley going back, still going back. It's going to be the left fielder, Easlin, that will come over to make the catch. Looked like Staley was the one that had the first opportunity at it, and that one just went right over to Spencer Easlin, and he'll make the catch to retire the first man. And there's one down here in the bottom of the seventh. For Trevor Rounds, this is his 4th appearance, 3rd relief appearance. He's given up 13 hits, 17 runs, 14 earned, with 8 walks, 6 strikeouts. That ERA at 22.62 and the whip at 4.85. Batting average against at 41. So again, a chance for Rounds to get 3 outs, get a scoreless inning, low pressure situation, and come in, just get outs and find yourself the win here in this ball game. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Trevor Rounds, and he can be a big piece of the puzzle. And Coach Steve Gray has, talked about that. He gets things figured out. He needs to get things figured out in terms of just when to make sure that he finds himself in that right spot down the stretch. And these are your opportunities, again, to come in. Don't got to put any pressure on yourself. There's 2 hits in the ball game. You're up by 7 runs. Go out and get strikeouts, and everything starts to flow after that. 2-2 pitch is a ground ball. The shortstop and Dawson gets. He'll field. His throw to first is in time, and 2 quickly down here in the bottom of the 7th. And it brings up Hudson Borgen trying to finish off the ball game now. The Pierre Governors, and Borgen will make that. So we'll have a pinch hitter, which we'll give you the name here in just a moment. The first pitch is outside for ball 1. The first at bat for Gavin Jones, as the count is now at 2-0. Jones has not had a plate appearance so far. He'll swing and foul that one back.
Number 18, Gavin Jones.
So 2-1 counts here to Gavin Jones. Miles Doyle went 6 innings, giving up just 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts. 93 pitches for Miles Doyle, who was excellent in this ball game. 2-1 pitch. That is on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. And for Doyle, at one point had retired 12 in a row, including 6 strikeouts in a row. Ground ball left side. Gonna be a tough play for Getz as he comes in. Throw to first will be in time to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Rounds. And a complete game shutout for both the Doyle and Rounds to combine for a complete game shutout A 7-0 win for the Pierre Governors in game number 1. We will step aside for 2 minutes, come back and wrap up game number 1 as we'll get you set for game number 2. Back in 2 minutes on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Game 1 win for the...
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles. Plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
Game 1 win for the Pierre Governors over the Mitchell Colonels, 7-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard, as the Govs were able to pick up 7 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base with Mitchell Colonels. Time of the ball game was 1 hour and 46 minutes. Miles Doyle picked up the win, going 6 innings, giving up just 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts. He allowed just 3 base runners in total. Mitchell Colonels had no runs, again, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. 2 guys reached base in the first inning. It was single, 1-out single by Jackson Hartman, a 1-out walk by Parker Mandel, and then 12 straight retired by Miles Doyle, including 6 strikeouts in a row, before it ended up being a 1-out single from Lincoln Bottom in the bottom of the 5th inning. And then that was the last base runner that they had in that ball game, with the Governors winning 7-0. Behind a lot of RBIs from one by J.J. Buckles, one from Charlie Simpson, one from Nolan Peterson, as well as Jed Zabel. Nobody had 2 RBIs in the ball game, but a lot of guys picked up an RBI as they were able to score several different times. One with a 2 with wild pitch for the Governors to score in that ball game. So they win it 7-0 in game number 1 over the Mitchell Colonels. They'll look for the doubleheader sweep coming up here in just a little bit. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, we will end the broadcast. We'll come back with the Game 2 broadcast just before first pitch. We'll send things back to the station. We'll hear from News Director Zach Nelson. He'll have his 5 o'clock news around 7 o'clock here for you tonight. But we'll have that for you coming up here in just a little bit. It is a Game 1 win, 7-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. The Pierre Governors now at 8-4. They will look for the doubleheader sweep coming up here in just a little bit. We'll send things back to the station. We'll come back after a commercial break. Hear from News Director Zach Nelson. Pierre Governors win it 7-0 in game number 1. Back here in just a little bit. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR.